Yes, people. Welcome to the Monday Night Madness show. It's not a podcast, it's just a normal panel show each Monday. We've got a special guest in the house today, a new guy in the building, man like Guna Rican. You know, he wants to step up to the panel.
La Boricua!
Yeah,
for real.
We've got some hard hitters in here.
Big
so,
Guna Rican.
What's up?
yeah,
Big up,
Guna
guys.
Rican, yeah, from what I know, Guna Rican, he can take punches, man. He can take licks. So, you know, go easy with him, Tony, because he's got that.
No, I know Guna Rican. Of course, I've been seeing him in shows. I know.
Wicked, man. But anyway, Guna Rican, what you say, man? Welcome to the Monday Night Madness. Are you ready tonight, my bro? Are you ready for it?
Yeah, man. I'm always ready to waffle, man. That's what I do.
I hear it.
That's what I'm good at.
I hear it.
Thanks for having me, by the way. Well, my manners, thank you for having me. But
Big up to you, man. And we got my boy, co-host, Mr. TC, Tony's Claude, Gunner TV in the building. And you know Tony doesn't mess about when the beast starts, he gets cooking. How you doing, my bro? How's things going?
Yeah, big ups to the panel. See ya, people. Yeah, I mean, Guna Rican gracing up the show today. Big up to you, Magic. You're welcome, man. And of course, it's Monday. Gianni's down here, people. I mean, you know what it is. When Gianni's here, you know the hit is popping. And of course, my brother, my broski, other person than Waffle Don himself, Waffle Don Dada. People smash the like button. Smash the like button, people.
Don't forget that. Gianni's in the building as well, man. Cruising in his, I don't know what he's cruising in today, but he's cruising.
Is it Pantera this time? I mean, the other time it was a Jaguar. 2 weeks ago, it was a Ferrari. Come on, man. Which one is it today?
Y'all trying to get me in trouble with the tax man. Chill out.
Gianni, man.
What's going on, guys? Hope you guys had a good weekend.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sure, man. Big up to you,
man. But anyway, let's just cut all the niceties and let's just get into it because it's all things Arsenal from here on in. And I'm just gonna be real, yeah. Everyone is talking about Arsenal right now. Our rivals, me and Tony have spoken about this before in depth. Our rivals are making money of us, yeah. Talking about us, the new thing is now, yeah, is can Arsenal do a quad? Everyone is talking about Arsenal right now because we are the club that's trending. But I'm gonna ask you guys, are they talking about us with the belief that we can do a quad, or are they saying it to disrupt our Premier League campaign and disrupt the cups that we're in right now? Anyone could go. Big up to Waveland in the building.
I'm gonna start off because thank you again. Listen, like it's the okie doke, man. It's the rope-a-dope. That's what they're doing, right? So they'll build us up. They'll say, "Oh, Arsenal can win everything. Y'all should be top. You should win the quad." And then if we don't, they will be, all of them. I've never seen Man United, Man City, Tottenham channels, Chelsea channels talk more about their club than they talk about us. They talk about us like everything. And it's only to set us up for failure. If we don't win a trophy, you know that them same accounts will be on the internet talking about they bottled it. Look at Arsenal. They don't want us to win. I hope we do. Because boy, I got receipts. I got smoke for everybody. I'm ready. Especially United fans. I'm ready. I got a group chat just waiting, itching.
Tony, be quiet, man.
See, I mean, Waffle Done, we've been through this before. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, we've been through this before. There's bigger channels. I mean, the one word that's on all the lips is Arsenal. Arsenal this, Arsenal that. And I'm talking of people who are traditional Manchester United fans. I'm talking of people who are traditional Tottenham fans. Yeah. I mean, these people, they all make content. Yeah? Man City fans. I mean, see, they traditionally just make content based on what Arsenal is doing. if Arsenal is going to drop points, if Arsenal is going to win. And again, me and you, Wafudonia, we were discussing this at the time based on these guys are actually making money out of this Arsenal stuff they're doing. These men are raking 18K views, 28K views, 30K views. Why me, you, Gianni, maybe Gunarican would just sit back and most of us, we're always critiquing the team, yeah? While some of these guys, that they only have to say a few good things about Arsenal, and the fan base that's watching them in the charts just carry it for them. They're making money. They're getting, good ratings. The algorithm is working for them. There's a lot of money for them. They're making good money. Yeah, super chats are coming. More memberships. Check most of their memberships. It's Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans make up most of the membership. Yeah. And Arsenal fans are very generous. Come on, bro. Anyone who would give them just a little bit of care. We are like those kind of like cast aside kids. Yeah. Whenever we get someone that looks at us, believes in us, and gives us a hug, maybe that's what the fan base deserves. Maybe that's what we want after not getting, a major in about 22, 21 years now, bro. So, I mean, I hear it, I hear it. But again, that should also put a spotlight into us Arsenal fans who might be more on the critical side. There's a greater need for us to balance. Let's just balance how we actually represent the football club. There's nothing, that's what I would say as it is, There is nothing wrong with saying it as it is. It doesn't have to be all the time criticisms. Sometimes if the players play well, hey, these guys, they did quite well. Yeah, if there's positives in the game, we have the right to say, hey, the positives in the game. Same thing, like I'll give you an example. In the game against Mansfield Town, seriously, it was a crappy game. I never liked that game. But most Arsenal podcasts in the critical side of the whole thing, would rather want to talk more about, our shortcomings, how the game was so boring. No one will actually look at someone like Max Dowman and say, oh my God, such a shining light, and talk about it consistently for like about 20 minutes running. Maybe it might just be a topic about Max Dowman for like 5-6 minutes, and then pam, we hit on the manager, pam, we hit on the players, pam, we hit on everybody, everything, and call it a boring game. But people like Terry Flowers, I say, oh, Arsenal, the top in the Champions League, the top in the FA Cup. Oh my days. Bro, they have the Carabao Cup final coming up in the next few weeks. Oh my God, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And you think the Arsenal fans will bubble it up and give Terry a hug and give him all their money, empty the bank account and give him membership money? Bro, it is what it is. Yeah, so that's why I'm in that fight of balancing what we say. You don't have to fabricate stuff. You just have to just look at it holistically. And if there's a good side, the advantage side we see in these games, we'll talk about it. If we see something quite bad, we just have to try and find a balance, striking a balance. That's what I think.
Gianni, what are you saying?
Yep.
Everyone's talking about us, man. Chime into all of this.
I agree with what Tony's saying. Everybody's talking about us because we're the ticket right now to make money. We're the ticket to talk about everything. That's what it always is going to be. If it was Man United or any other team in the same position, it'd be the same thing with somebody else. It just happens to be Arsenal. Now, is it also because people are hoping for our downfall? 100%. Everybody knows that. We got Man United and Manchester City fans coming together because they don't want Arsenal to win. That's how fucking bad it is. So You know, it just comes down to us because, you know, what Tony was saying, there's what's Arsenal going to do as far as are we going to win the major and finally get over the hump? Plus, there is the worry that all these fans have that some of the crazy side of the top Gooner fans that say some outlandish shit may go even worse than what it already is. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because Arsenal's the ticket right now. Because the other side of this coin is when we look at the Champions League, every single other English team has a high possibility of possibly getting knocked out. Where by our standard, we shouldn't be getting knocked out, which if all the other teams get knocked out, wait till the end of next week. If we're the only English team still left standing, watch how louder the noise is going to get if we're the only ones that are left around. So it's we're the ticket right now. It's the same thing all the time with City. I mean, remember when City was the team to beat? Everybody was linked to go there. Everybody's doing a transfer reaction to go to City. Then when Liverpool was doing it last year, it was a transfer reaction of who Liverpool's going to go get. It's the same old shit. It just, for everybody else, they just don't like the fact that it's Arsenal right now that's on top. And you know what? Fuck them. It is what it is.
Ooh.
Yeah, City. I just saw that City beat Liverpool in the FA Cup.
Like this. I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Chelsea got poor. Who we got then?
Southampton away.
That's all right.
Which is perfect because I live right down the street.
Yeah. That's a good tie, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
For us.
What's smash Southampton? What's smash Southampton?
I won't call it a good tie. I'll just say a decent tie. It's a decent one, but anything can still happen. Southampton have gotten the better of us before.
Yep.
Yeah, but this Southampton team, because I'm friends with Southampton.
That's a different edit to this, isn't it?
Bro, we can say whatever we want. That Mansfield Town performance was bad. So let's not just sit here and do that. We won, we move on, but Southampton, as Tony said, Southampton has got us in the past. We need to keep our head forward.
Chelsea got the best one. Big up to Adam Elmino in the building. Yeah, do you know what? Things seem to just be dropping nice for us. We have to take advantage this season. Can you guys remember last season? Palace picked up an FA Cup. Tottenham won the European Cup. Who else won something? It was London clubs.
Newcastle won the League Cup.
Newcastle won
the League Cup. It was clubs, that we weren't expecting to pick up trophies, We have to pick up something this season. Do you think, right now, that there's a different, I'm not going to say mentality, but maybe it is a bit of a mentality thing as well, that the previous seasons, the players were more looking at what other people, other teams are doing. Do you think now there's a more of a focus on what we're doing? Because I've seen Declan Rice come out with like a lot of things recently and saying that, you know what, the team's more calmer, we're more focused on what we need to do. They're not playing the best football, but are you feeling something different in the air, or is it the same old Arsenal?
No, it's there. I hate to say 50-50, but I think it's more 65-35 in the favor of there is something different because, you know what, whether we like it or not, listen, I'm a true Arsenal fan where I want to see us playing beautiful football, but at the same time, every single season, the team that goes on to win gets lucky shit to go their way. Liverpool got lucky with a lot of shit their way last year. Those 4 years in a row, City got lucky that shit went their way in those 4 years. Arsenal, we happen to be getting lucky that when we've dropped points in the past, yes, City got close to us, but there's other times, as I said, and I've been saying this since you and me were talking since October, Waffle, this ain't the same City team. The ball is bouncing in our favor. And the teams that normally win, whether we like it or not, whether we like the football or not, you normally force the luck to go your way. I mean, how many times did Manchester United over the years force their luck with lucky calls and everything else? It just happens to go that way throughout a season. So it does feel different this season that stuff is starting to go our way. Because here, when we drop that game where City dropped points to Forest, In a normal season, like the last couple of years for Arsenal, they don't draw that game, they win, and it's only a 2-point gap rather than them dropping and us picking up the victory. So it does feel that the wind is blowing in our favor, so to speak, with everything else going on. But we still need to keep a level head, because while yes, stuff is going in our favor, the performances are making it tough. I mean, this is almost, I don't even want to call this set piece FC anymore. I want to call it heart attack FC with the last couple of games that there's been with this team. But overall, though, yeah, it does feel that the wind is blowing in our favor right now. And like I said, I'm standing on it. I've called this from, if we win that League Cup final, I'm saying we're winning at least 2 trophies this year.
Big up to Drew Gunners, who just extended his membership on my channel. Big up to you, man. Thanks for that, Maggie. See, Gianni, I have to disagree with you, bro, because I mean, this is the ammunition, yeah, that we are giving these rival fans. This set piece FC, this corner kicks FC. Bro, Liverpool have got more set piece goals than Arsenal this season. I don't see no one talking about.
They finally passed us.
Hey, set piece FC. No, Gianni, I'm not having it. Yeah, because we are allowing these rival fans, yeah, feed into this narrative, and they feed it, bro. Arsenal doesn't. Bro, those goals we've scored from set pieces, yeah, they're not half of the goals we've scored this season, bro. They're not even up to half, Maggi.
No, that's why I just asked you, Tony. Tony, I just asked you. I go, they finally
open play goals. So because these rival fans, they feed into this thing. They're all saying that it's it's set piece FC, corner kick FC, and there's more to Arsenal football this season than just mere set pieces. So when we as Arsenal fans just keep banking on this set piece FC, it looks like that's the only avenue through which we get goals. The Mansfield game we played just the other day, where was the set piece goal? The same games we played this season, no set piece goals at all. So why do we allow this rival fans feed into this energy? And it's us Arsenal fans doing this. It's us doing this, bro. Liverpool, no one is saying that they're playing stinky football, but they have more extraordinary amount of set piece goals. Szoboszlai is the one scoring all of them. What are we doing there? And no one is. I've not heard anyone say, Liverpool is playing boring football today. Okay, the only thing that they're saying is, they won the title last season. Okay, they're shit this season. No one is saying, they're playing boring football. No one is saying, set piece FC. They have more set piece goals than Arsenal this season. I simply don't understand that, bro. Yeah, there's different layers to the Arsenal game this season. Defensive transition. Maybe our attacking transition might not be all that
trash.
Okay, but again, people could still argue. Arsenal became the first side this season to score 100 goals this season. Set piece what? Boring what? Yeah, we're not playing good football. I completely get that. But again, it doesn't mean that we're not still scoring goals. Over 100 goals. No other team have actually gotten to us in terms of that this season, bro. We're third in Europe.
Say something about
We're third in Europe. We're third in Europe in terms of the top 5 leagues in Europe. In terms of the goals we scored this season, we have 101. Barcelona have about Bayern Munich have about 128. Yet we're the most boring team in the league. With set piece FC, with corner kick FC. It doesn't make sense to me, bro. It doesn't make sense. We've scored open play goals this season.
So for me, it's not about quantity, it's about quality, right? And I hate when I hear people talk about 100 goals. I don't care. We didn't score goals against Liverpool when it counted. We didn't score the goals that we needed against Wolves. Like, yeah, that 100 goal is great. It feels good. It makes you warm and tingly. But none of that matters if we don't win.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care how many goals we score. Do we score goals that get us 3 points? And I've said it on my channel, right? The only thing that matters in the next 90 days, the next 3 months, March, April, May, is winning games. I don't care if we score 20 goals. If we win 20 games, then we're having a different conversation, right? The 100 goal thing, I don't care how boring we are. I don't care if it's set piece, own goal, penalties. I don't care if Mikel Arteta scores one off of his head. I do not care how the ball goes in the net. Right? That's the only thing that matters. Every time people, and this is the thing that annoys me about Arsenal fans, and I love my fans, I love my club. But when people talk about, most points in 2 years, that does not matter. Did we win a trophy? Did those points get us the silverware? If not, then none of those stats matter. XG doesn't matter. How many goals? 1,000 goals. Did you win a trophy? Because guess what? We scored more goals than City, and City has silverware. They won everything. We scored more goals than Liverpool. They have everything. So what do we have? Playing the greatest. I don't care if we look good. I don't care how we do it, by hook, by crook. 3 points, progression. That's it. Like that 100 goals mean nothing to me, right? Comparing us to Barcelona might win their league and score 100 goals. Bayern Munich are going to win their league and score 100 goals. There's no guarantee we win in the league, so that 100 goals means nothing, right? It's a feel-good stat that Gunnar's like, we scored 100 goals. Yes, but if City beat us, then they've scored less goals than us and have a trophy.
Are you excited at the moment, though, Gunnar Rican? Are you excited?
I'm not excited.
Again, I'm all about trophies too. Gunnar Rican, I'm all about the trophies too. That was even what we were talking about. What we're really talking about was this narrative about set piece goals, set piece FC, corner kick FC. That's what we're talking about. When we're talking about trophies, that's a different aspect altogether. Because I won trophies. I won the standards brought back to this football club. We knocked down Highbury, they just told us, they're knocking down Highbury for us to compete with the big wigs, in Europe, the Bayern Munich, the FC Barcelonas of the world, the Inter Milan, the AC Milan. I hear it. I'm in that fight with you. But I will not just sit down here and listen to some people, just say that we're set piece FC, that we're corner kick FC. And this is what there's a narrative that these clowns out there are actually taking and using it to actually curse us out. If we win this league this season, these rivals still think that there's something still lingering around that title, even if we win it. They're still saying, Arsenal is still the worst side to win a Premier League title, bro. It's because of narratives of this corner kicks FC, Tony Pulis FC that I'm hearing, bro. And I've just given you an example that, hey, Liverpool have more set piece goals than us. So it wasn't directed at trophies. It was directed at, hey, the rivals are actually saying what we Arsenal fans actually regurgitated about this set piece FC thing.
I like being
because there's FC. More to Arsenal's gameplay. There's more to our structure.
I can't hear Tony. Let me back out and try to jump back in. I can't hear Tony.
I like set piece FC. I don't mind. Because at the end of the day, I just want to score. A goal is a goal, whether it come off a leg or, whether it's in open play. I just think that people, when it comes to rivals, when people were talking about asterisks, right? This is the thing that always gets me about asterisks, right? And this is my rebuttal to that. Guess what? City, Liverpool, and Manchester United had to play the same teams we had to, the same amount of games, the same teams twice, right? So if we sucked, then that means they were worse. It doesn't matter. Like none of that matters. People will say, it's set piece is ugly. I don't care. Because guess what? You could have played set pieces, you could have had penalties and gotten the same amount of goals and gotten the same results, but you didn't. So it's just an excuse that they're going to beat us over the head with. I love being a set piece FC because if your team is good at set pieces, then they will score them, but you don't. So who cares? I never let rivals tell me anything about that. Score more points than me, win more games.
Not only that, you know what I find funny about that whole thing too, just in general, is that all these different teams have tried to fucking come with that whole, like what Cape's saying with poor champions. All that shit started with how bad Liverpool was after they finally got over the hump and they were playing like shit half the year. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You can say all you want about Arsenal being bad champions and all this. Guess what? We got the wins at the end of the day and won the trophy. So you can go fuck yourself with this bad champions talk shit. If we win, we win. And whether I enjoy watching the football, whether Tony doesn't like enjoying watching the football, whether somebody's saying a false narrative or whatever, at the end of the day, if we're the ones lifting up the trophies at the end of the day, you can come up with every excuse. What if this? What if that? If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. I don't care. We're the fucking champions at the end of the day.
If Gabriel scores a header to win the Champions League, no Arsenal fan will care.
Exactly.
No Arsenal fan will care. This is my narrative. That's what I'm talking about. Gianni and Gunarikin, yeah. Did you guys see when Rodrigo in the game against Nottingham Forest, when they scored a set-piece goal from a corner kick? Did you guys watch that game in any way? Highlight anything? Nottingham Forest, Man City, Nottingham Forest, where they drew 2-2.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, good. Now they scored via a corner kick, bro. Did you see the people in the chat? Did you see the celebrations, the scenes out there for Rodrigo scoring a set piece goal, a corner kick? Bro, all these things are just false narratives against Arsenal, bro. I saw Rodrigo run through the whole stadium, bro. Went out, hogged Pep Guardiola, went down to the other side of the fan base and was hailing them. That was a set piece goal. And bro, I've never seen any Arsenal. Bro, Tony. I've never really seen any Arsenal player celebrate that corner kick goal the way Rodrigo celebrated that goal that day.
Tony.
Bro, these narratives are horrible. Big up to Cape. Cape is in the house. Cape.
Shout out Tony. Shout Gianni. Shout out Gunarikin, man. Obviously, man's been listening to you guys chatting. I had to jump on. Let's just call a spade, man. Let's just call a spade. The narratives and the goalposts have been shifting all season.
Mm-hmm.
They were set pre-season. We were hearing you must win. There's no way you don't win. Second 3 years in a row, all this stuff. When Liverpool were winning their games in the beginning of the season, the first 5 games, jankily, and we knew what was coming with Liverpool, there was, you guys are not competing in this 500. The narratives have shifted constantly to where we've got to a point where we're being talked about as the worst champions. Asterisk. I've never heard that. Like an asterisk. The only time I've heard an asterisk of a trophy is when it was COVID. Like, the NBA, the Lakers have an asterisk, or maybe Liverpool have an asterisk. That's the kind of asterisk that you make sense. This is just hate. Like, everyone's doing what they can to have their last digs, because especially now, like, watch, obviously, you guys have seen the draw of FA Cup. We've got Southampton, Liverpool got City. You're going to see the narrative. Like, even Joe Cole even tried to say it on TV. He was like, Arsenal, got an easy draw. Like, all you trying to is what people are trying to do. Yeah, people are just chatting shit.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I think for me now, I don't know about you, man. Innit? In the beginning, I think throughout the season, obviously, we probably defend Arsenal and we try to justify. I've embraced it. Do you know what? Call us set piece FC. Call us dead champions. Call us worst champions. Call us bullies. Call us haramball. Call us whatever you want. But if you dare let us win a treble, double, or whatever, there's nothing you can say, because when we go back and like the footballers themselves, Van Dijk came out the other day and said it's the hardest Premier League season I've played in since I've been in the Premier League. There's managers.
Guardiola said it. Pep said it.
There's managers. There's analysts. There's real football
season to actually pick up points.
You know what I'm saying? There's real football people that are actually crediting this Arsenal team and using us as a reference for modern football, whether we like it or not. And if you look at, obviously maybe the top of the leagues, in it, because obviously yes, the standard of the best player in the world is not the same as 10 years ago, and especially 20 years ago when there were so many players at the top. But the standard of the bottom player has risen dramatically, which is why, like, Wolves,
when people were trying to discredit them and say that they was worse as Derby, Wolves were never as bad as Derby. Go and look at Wolves' squad. They have players in there that are very good players. There's players in there that I take at Arsenal. One of those Gomez, Andre or João Gomez, a nice centre mid. There's players in there that you like, and them performing the way they are now it credits how strong the league is. I think because anyone can take points from anyone, I think it's the fact that Spurs are actually in a relegation battle is insane. But it's the reality. And I think because Arsenal are winning it, if Liverpool were on top of this Premier League, the same Premier League, it will be, or if Man City were top of it, or let's say even Man United, it will be oh my God. So end of the day, I think us as Arsenal fans just have to enjoy it because it's everything. For once, the stars are aligning. Do you know what I mean? The Champions League draw is insane, and this FA Cup run, what? Portsmouth, Wigan, Mansfield, and Southampton. No Premier League team. We've had years before we're facing all Premier League teams are gonna get into finals, or we're facing this is what we need. I don't care. So people got to hate because they know. End of the day, you've seen us last year. We're in our poor season. Smash Real Madrid. We smashed Bayern. We smashed Atletico. We gave a game to PSG with no striker. There's elements that people respect, but they just have to hate. And I'm just continue hating. But once you win, you're gonna look really bad when you're hating on the team that's actually the best by merit. Do you know what I mean?
Gianni, I'd like to bring you in here, yeah. But do you think this dig they're taking at us, yeah? Do you think it's justified? Because Cape have just given us an example, like he said, hey, we beat Bayern, we beat PSG, we beat all these teams. But again, to these rival fans here, those were just individual flash in the pan. We've not brought the big one. We've not won the trophy to back that talk up. So what is the need of actually trying to absorb all these things here? But you've not won any trophies yet to back that up. So are they justified in saying these things to us because we've not brought the big ones yet?
Yeah, anybody who's won and is talking to a team that hasn't won has justifiably the ability to talk. Any team has. If we've been winning here, if our roles were reversed with City and we won however many Premier Leagues that they've won under Pep, we would have the right to talk shit to everybody. It's just the way it works. It's how sport goes. Whoever's the winners have the ability to talk. That's how it's always been.
Yeah, but Johnny, it's not Man City fan we're hearing from. It's United and Chelsea.
But they won a trophy.
Chelsea won the Club World Cup, but won Conference
League.
League.
It's everybody. It's not even just
they won the Champions League 5 or 6 years ago.
Spurs won a trophy.
It doesn't matter.
No, but the Spurs won a trophy, and I'm not disrespecting the Europa League, but it's the same thing. They won a trophy, and they could potentially be in the Championship next season. They're still in the Champions League, but they could be in Championship. What's that good? If Arsenal in that position, I'm not going to be flexing my horns. It's like one day you seen a guy, you see one of your boys here, and he's with a bad girl, and you're like, wow, he's like, this is
again, that's in hindsight, though. That's in hindsight.
AK in 10 years.
That's in hindsight, though.
If we don't win a trophy,
you're here to actually see that, hey, the next season they're not performing, but the other season they won, and that was a legitimate trophy, though.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Obviously,
they had a more better season than us.
In 10 years,
obviously, good Rick, what you gonna say?
Arsenal say we finished second, and they won't care where Spurs finish. When you look in the record books in 10 years, it will say Europa League, Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, but
Arsenal, nothing.
No, but right? look. And obviously, as of right now, so you don't win trophies in March, but if we get to the end of the season and let's just say the trajectory goes where it needs to go, the goalposts are going to shift. People are saying asterisks. People are saying, "Oh, you've had an easy draw." People are saying, "Oh, everyone gave it to you."
Okay, but at the same time, you have to deal with that as a fan. It is what.
No, I'm ready.
They did the same thing. Look at how Manchester United moved the goalposts when Manchester City won the first time with Mancini. They came up with every excuse in the book to discredit Manchester City, and then when Manchester City went head to head with Liverpool and Gerrard slipped, and Pellegrini led them to a victory. They tried moving the goalpost again for that. It's just what happens when you've
I'm with you guys. I'm ready. I'm ready to embrace it all. Yeah,
you got it.
Because and the reason why I'm ready to embrace it all is because obviously, Gunnar, I know what you're saying, innit? And I'm pretty sure I would love to speak to you after we win because I feel like we'll see a different. I feel like you're gonna be like completely different, like in terms of your energy.
I'm the dopamine. I'm gonna be all over the joint.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Innit? But like my whole point to Gunner fan, obviously our fan base is that like the fact that we've been consistently finishing second for 3-4 years is that, and in our worst season last year, like the season that Liverpool are having and City have had, we finished second. Like, so if we actually finish first, if you look at our trajectory for the next 5 years, I would expect and hope that we do have a little era where we win a couple of more Premier Leagues in the bag in 5 or 6 years time. So then it's an era, and then obviously, as you said, the narrative can't be that when you've won 2 or 3 of the last 3 of the last 4, for instance. And obviously, I expect that because we have all the players that we expect to be our best players signed to long-term deals. We should be attracting better players in the next couple of windows to upgrade the squad. And if we win, then there's a different level when you win, because I feel like this club hasn't seen that type of win in years. So you don't know what that does for the whole club, fan base, everything. Like, it changes how you look at your club, how you're viewed, and how you internally view yourself.
It also changes the standards, which is the main thing that needs to change, because the standards have been on the floor and have been in the shit for the last few years with how people have tried to go and look at the club. Here's the problem. I think it's a two-way street with this. Arsenal fans get revved up about it because, yes, we have fucked up over the last few years. And then when you take the amount of money that we spent, adds to the fuck up to how we look at the certain things. The other thing is when you look at it from the away fans, and even with some of our fans as well, not away fans, the opponents, they have a standard. And this also, you notice this a lot when you listen to the media. They have the standard that they want to see the same, I guess, what's the term for it? Champagne football that they were used to seeing under Wenger. And that's basically the standard, what they're trying to hold to us, because that is technically the DNA of the club. Yes, George Graham won a more defensive style. The early days in the 30s when we were dominant, we played the best football in England then. That's what Arsenal's always been known for. That's why we're getting so much shade thrown at us by all these different teams, is because we're not playing the Arsenal-esque champagne football that we've been known to do. However, like Gunnar said earlier, at this point in the season, it don't matter what the fuck you do. Just get the result over the line. Because the same thing like what you guys were saying, I could use a different team in a different league is the same way. What's amazing about this is nobody brings this up when people talk about Atletico compared to Barcelona or Real Madrid. Atletico was always, they just got to figure out a way to win. But then they held Barcelona and Real Madrid to a different standard because they were the ones that were used to winning and not Atleti. That's kind of where I see us. We're kind of like Atletico right now because we've gone so long without winning. That's a good comparison. That now, because we're winning, everybody's panicking, and it's because we're winning not in the way that other teams would want us to, quote unquote, say they would like us to see win. Because you hear Liverpool fans, Liverpool United fans, whether they like it or not, they always say Arsenal's a team that's been known to play the best football.
Yeah, but they don't mean that to win though, because when we was playing that football, even when we wasn't winning, like, I'm not saying that's the reason why we wasn't winning, but it was the focus, innit? And obviously, even when we was winning under Wenger, we only won like 2 or 3 Premier Leagues. I think 3 Premier Leagues in that era. And like, I'm not saying that football, like, because I feel like when teams open up against Arsenal, we see us play a certain type of football because teams do that. Like, the league is not the same way. Like, even against Man City, some games have been dull. I think because Arsenal is so efficient in the way they play, because they're trying to get over the line. Like in 22-23, we were playing amazing football, in my opinion, anyways. But it didn't get us over the line.
And there was any trophies.
I'm not saying that's the reason.
There were more reasons.
No, I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm saying that was. But in that season, none of us complained about the style of play or the football or whatever. Obviously, I know the Premier League has shifted from even that 2-3 years ago till now.
But also, what was the narrative at the end of the season, though? The narrative at the end of the season was, if Arsenal can come back and play the exact same way, and now they've matured, they're going to smoke the fucking league.
But
narrative after the way we play.
But I feel like the problem was in that season is that we didn't have an element of game management. Like, we were blitzing teams in first halves, and we didn't know how to just kill games in terms of don't have to go out and try and score 5, 6, 7. You can just control a game and then draw a team in. No, I think we have the reverse. I think we have over game management. I think we have over game management. I think we understand how to manage a game in all type of scenarios, that we don't go out and blitz a team 5-0 because we're thinking so much about, we can manage a game. I think that's why I want us to win, because then there's no reason for you to play like this, because it's not like, I have to get over the line the first one. There's no one's gonna judge Arsenal if they don't win the league next season, because you can't just expect you to go back to back. But we will judge Arsenal on and no, I'm saying expect to go back to back is insane after 22 years not winning. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not going to predict Arsenal to win, but if we don't win the league narrowly, like 1 point, and that, I'm not going to be like, oh my god, you're failures, because that's just football, isn't it? But I'm saying I would expect a brand of football next season that it coincides with a team that knows that they're champion, especially if we win more than one trophy this season. That's what I would expect, and these players can do that. And I don't think that they will be scared of leaving themselves open, because they will trust, and these players will feel like, that Saliba's a champion, and I believe that these men can handle it. I'm going to go, and Mikel's going to have a bit more of less of, we need to be, because these players should understand it. They've been there, done that, right? It's not a situation of, you're learning that. It's more enhancing what you are. But obviously we're digressing. I just think we're
a reflection of the manager, though, and this is the thing that people don't realize. Our manager's under pressure, right? Regardless of whether you're Arteta in or Arteta out, he's under pressure. And our team is playing like he's under pressure, right? If you watch any other sport besides, football, if you watch basketball, you can tell when a team's under pressure, because the players take that from the manager.
Take that pressure, so.
Right? And
but we would be under pressure, though, right? Obviously, we've been under pressure for time, but
we would.
The one thing I think I always maybe people call me Mikel Arteta is because, and maybe it's a grace, he doesn't have any prior experience in
he
this
shouldn't be here, but that's neither here nor there. He shouldn't be our manager. Let's start.
No, I think he should be our manager.
Wait.
He definitely should be our manager.
Wait, Kate. You're saying Arteta doesn't have experience, bro? What is that?
No. I'm saying
what you're saying.
He doesn't.
No, I'm saying what me.
He doesn't have any other.
No, I'm saying because, for example, if we had any other manager who's had 10-15 years of being a manager in the job, I'm not saying managing at the highest level, you can say that they've had experience being in jobs and having the pressure. Everything that Mikel goes through is an experience and a learning of what he's on the job for now. I'm not saying that it excuses anything. I'm just saying the manager being under pressure and making our football so how it is now is a reflection of him wanting to get over the line. It's the same way that if we play free flow next season, is him probably saying that I'm saying if we don't play free flow next season, that means it's more of I care about winning so much, I don't care about the football. And maybe that's his adaptation as a manager. But if he does, then it's him also saying, I know the pressure as Arsenal as a club, both from externally as the media and opposition fans and everything, and from internally as I'm still in a job. Like my owners expect me to bring.
Because I think you've clarified it. Because I mean, this guy spent at least.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in terms of being a manager, and because you can say, for example, Pep Guardiola has had multiple. In Bayern, in Barcelona, at Man City, so he has an experience of being here. He's not gonna. You see him in the press conferences, even at a second place right now. He's still talking like they're gonna win.
Slot came in and won the title in his first.
But you haven't seen Slot. You haven't seen Slot talking the same arrogance in press conferences all season.
Slot came in here and won in his first season.
No, but I'm saying, but then you've not seen Slot talk of the same type of arrogance.
Slot was experienced already too, though. Slot was managing.
Yeah, and that it goes to my point. Yeah, he's an experienced manager. And even in his experience, he hasn't come this season in Liverpool's failure and come with a level of arrogance when he talks in press conference. He's talking like a manager that's under pressure, that's inexperienced and all that stuff. I'm not saying that discredits his win. I'm just saying that you have to think about the perspective. You never ever have an insecurity of Mikel in a press conference in terms of he's shaming us as a fan base, because he either protects the players or he doesn't. He protects the club. because he understands that this club is hated externally, and I'm happy that we have a manager that understands.
Wait. Hold on.
But he's part of the reason we're hated.
No, it's not. He's not part of the reason because the club's been hated since you started supporting Arsenal, since Tony started supporting Arsenal. Since
brother, when did Arsene Wenger ever blame? When did Arsene Wenger ever blame a different ball like he did?
Yeah, but you've seen Arsene Wenger. You've seen Arsene Wenger blame. You've seen Arsene Wenger cantlessly blame referees in games where Arsenal have been dunked on because they're not physical enough at Stoke away. I'm not saying there hasn't been games like I'm not saying that means I don't rate Arsene Wenger. I'm just saying
managers in general blame referees 10 times.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but then the reason why the reason why I credit myself to Arsene Wenger because he understood what Arsenal was. Like it's Arsenal being hated. George Graham was quoted and saying you've seen this. It's not just an Arteta thing. I'm not saying people don't hate on Arsenal now because of Arteta. That's neither here nor there. I'm saying the hate on Arsenal now it's got nothing to do with Arteta now. Arsenal are winning, so people can't call our manager crap. What they're saying now is, oh, there's an asterisk. Oh, you're playing. Everything is coming because people. You hear opposition fans when they come off camera, they say, "Oh, I just don't want you guys to win. Like you man are good, but fam, I don't want you to win. Like I can't imagine." Like people have told me, I've been used to you being the banter club all my life. I don't want you to now be the club that is, because then how does that make me look at my own club? So. Like that's the truth of it.
Waffle Don says here, I've never seen Tony so
wait, so Gunnar if we win a potential,
of course there's no need to back in like a mad dog when everyone, when every man them here, are speaking the truth.
Gunnar if
something here, it says man them big up the panel every blood clot time, domestic treble coming home. See, Gunnar I'll bring you in here, Gunnar.
Yes, ask him.
See, Gunnar, you look at Wolves last week, they beat Liverpool. You see Wolves, they beat Aston Villa, Now this is the team at the bottom, We're also seeing this same Wolves, take away points from Arsenal, who's going for the title. There's, even in the FA Cup, this same Mansfield Town that we played. They butted out, a Premier League side in Burnley. We've seen so many bottom teams come up, evolve, and face the top 6 teams and actually do quite well in taking points away from them. Man City, look at them. At home, a home game at the Etihad, and Nottingham Forest just sneak in, bam, 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 took a draw and went out. That team has no business getting a draw against City. So now I want you to just look into that right now. Is it that these teams have actually figured out the teams in the in top 6, or is it that they've closed in the gap in terms of the players, in terms of how they play, or they've just kind of just figured out how to just sniff away points away from the top team in the league?
So when it comes to the smaller teams, I don't care about City. I don't care about Aston Villa. I don't care about Liverpool. I care about Arsenal, right? The teams have figured out how Arsenal are going to play. That's why we keep dropping points, right? Whether Wolves beat City or drew to City, it doesn't matter. We were up 2-0. It does not matter what Wolves or City did. It matters what we were doing. If we had put that game away, if we had scored another goal, then we wouldn't be talking about this. Right? If we had taken our chances against Liverpool and not set up shop to go for a draw, we wouldn't be talking about this. Right? It's not that, and this is the issue. It's not that the teams have figured us out. We just play scared. Anyone can see it. Right? Every one of us on the panel knows what Arsenal are going to do. Right? We're going to score a goal. We're going to sit back and hope to defend it with our lives. Right? When we could actually just go there, score 2, 3, 4. If we had 150 goals, right, then we'd probably be having a different conversation because we would have blown some teams away. There's no reason we should be.
But what conversation do you think we would be having?
What? I mean, we'd be clear. We should be 13.
No, but if we're scoring 150, goals, then we're talking about the best Premier League team of all time, fam.
Yeah.
Like, is that what you want?
It's a hypothetical, bro. Let's not get.
No, I know it's a hyperbole. I'm playing devil's advocate, but I'm just saying, like, what you're saying is you want us to be more ruthless.
Yeah,
but But what I'm saying, what I think Tony's trying to allude to with his question is like, but a team that hasn't ever, that team that wants it so much, a fan base that clearly also embodies that as well.
Do we play
Don't
38
expect
games
there
at
to
one
be.
time?
What is
Do we
it?
play 38 games at one time? No.
No,
We play
but I'm
one
saying,
game
but
at a
in
time.
yeah, but
One
30
game at a time.
but 30 games, but 30 games.
We
We're
play
30
one
games, play
game
30
at a
games, right?
time. Every
Yeah, but
situation is different. If
I know,
we're
but we played 30
1
games so
goal,
far, and I'm pretty sure
the
we've
other
won majority
37
of
don't matter.
games. Yeah, I know, but we've played 30 games so far, and I'm pretty sure we've won the majority of the games. I know we have
We've
I
drawn
don't know what the
7.
gap is right now, but obviously everyone sees it as 4 points because we expect City to win, but we can't expect City to win because we expect City to beat Forest, and Forest are near enough that relegation zone as well. I know they have amazing players. I'm not going to say this is the point Tony's trying to allude to, but it doesn't matter about City. But I'm saying if it doesn't matter about City, if City keep dropping points, then it doesn't like Arsenal win the league. So
But
it doesn't matter. Then it doesn't matter.
Can you trust us not to drop points? That's what we're getting at.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but if you go based on the trajectory of the season, where we've only lost 3 games, I know, and we've only drawn, I think is it 7 games in every other competition, we've won every single game. Like if we're looking at the way the team plays, we'll in terms of form of this season. I'm not talking about historically. Then we should be. Why do you anticipate our form will all of a sudden dip? Especially where I don't know the last. I don't know the last. Okay, we can ask a question. I'll ask you a question then. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you're a bit. I don't know if you're older than me yet, but when is the last time you saw Arsenal in all 4 competitions towards the mid of March?
I've never seen it.
Exactly. So I've never seen it in my life. Okay, so we're seeing things that we haven't seen in maybe our lifetime. Maybe obviously Tony and Gianni are a bit older, so maybe they might have seen that in prior times. I haven't, innit? So the teams so far are showing the style and the way with the pressure, and I agree with all those things, but I think that just comes because we haven't won. City fans are talking right now like they ain't pressure, but I saw the way City's head dropped when they conceded that goal, when Mario cleared that goal line clearance. They look like they lost the league. Like Bernardo coming out after Liverpool saying if we lost this game, we would have fought like it's done. When have you ever heard Man City players ever say something like that in 9 years?
I'm not concerned with Man City.
Yeah, I'm not concerned with that, but the whole point I'm saying to you, Gunnar, because it's football, isn't it? Like if the other team if the team that's competing for the title is losing, then even if you lose your way to the title, you're gonna end up, and that's not what Arsenal are doing because we haven't lost the game since Man United, if I'm correct. Yeah. We drew 2 games against Brentford. Yeah, but we drew. Yeah, their losses. But their losses for the team that's chasing.
But we drew 14 times last season, 10 of them.
Yeah, I know, but you're talking about last season, bro.
If we had won those 10 games, we would be champions. We wouldn't even.
And Gunnar, if Invincibles didn't draw 12 games and they won all those games, they would be the best team of history. Like, bro, we're talking about old season that has no relevance to this season.
We're talking about the same thing that's going on.
No, but what we're talking about is this
games that we should be winning.
Yeah, but you're talking about
Aston Villa. We should have beat Liverpool.
Okay, and I agree with those, but I agree with those things. I agree with those things, bro. But what I'm saying you're fixating on makes no sense. Is last season? I'll explain. Last season, Arsenal were never first. So anytime Liverpool had dropped points and Arsenal didn't capitalize, like when Liverpool drew to Fulham 3-3.
Before we were first.
Let me get to my point, innit? If you want me to land, I can land. I'm saying, like last season, we were like, for example, City drawing against Forest burns for them because the games are counting down. They don't have many chances to capitalize. The more they drop points and Arsenal keep winning, their chances of mathematically are going to dwindle. Arsenal last season was second. So we had to win every game because we had to hope that Liverpool were going to drop off because Liverpool had never showed signs of dropping off. So when they did drop off, that they lost the game here and there or they drew, that's when Arsenal had to capitalize. We didn't. But the context of the season is different because you're chasing. Man City are chasing. If Man City draw, it's a loss because they don't have many games to rectify that draw. They got to hope Arsenal win. And Arsenal have, as I said, 6 home games in the next 8. We should be winning all those games. We don't face any top 6 teams. I'm not expecting anything but wins. I'm not saying that means we're going to win, but I'm saying if you're looking at how things look like. No. Okay, cool. Did we beat Wolves at home? Like, we can do this tit for tat. Did City beat Wolves? It doesn't make any sense because right now, our next game is Everton at home. As long as we win that game, City have West Ham at home. It doesn't matter whether we beat Wolves or not because you're going to be talking about things and not enjoying the end of the season because you're thinking about points that were dropped when at the end of the day, it's all about points that are gained to lock off the title. And City are dropping points. If City were continuously on a win streak, I'll say cool. But against against Nottingham Forest, maybe they played the flashiest of football. Maybe they had 30, 40 shots.
Play City, right?
Yeah, but by the time we play City, if City don't continue to win their games, that game might not matter the way that you're sort of fixating and scared about. Even though City haven't beat Arsenal.
About anything. I'm scared about City. I'm scared about Arsenal.
I'm telling you. But Gunnar, let me
about Arsenal. Tony's question was about us dropping points. I said Arsenal. I don't care about anything. That's
let me ask you a question then. Okay, how many games? How many games?
One at a time.
How many games do we have left? How many games do we have left?
We got 8 games left.
Okay, how many points are we above City?
7.
Okay, so
and they have a game in hand.
Yeah, that you expect them to win, but the Forest game showed me what I've been believing about the City team all season is that they're not a consistent team. That even though that you have PTSD about Man City, I don't. And you say you don't care about them, but I'm just saying to you that they can't afford to drop points. They have to win every game. Like if they get to the Etihad game, I think there's 3 games before they face us there. If they don't win all those games before then, do you think that game matters? Do you anticipate Arsenal to draw? Like think about it, and they have games sandwiched in between Liverpool.
Okay, hold on.
No, I anticipate us to win more.
Hold on. I hear what both you guys are saying, but this is where again we're splitting hairs and not realizing it's a two-way street. First of all, the PTSD to what Gunnar Riken's talking about isn't the fact about Manchester City. The PTSD is Arsenal. The biggest problem with Arsenal is Arsenal. It's never been another team. It's always been us that's been the problem. That's why we shot ourselves in the foot over the last 3 years, whether we like it or not. It's been Arsenal getting in our own way. City, to your point, Cape, City hasn't been the same team coming into this year. Because, again, the 2 key figures that saved City's ass, them 4 years they won in a row, are no longer there. If Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan were there, we're having a different conversation. But we're not. Yeah. But what Gunnar Riken's talking about is we have been our own problem. The year that we blew the 8-point lead was on Arteta because he was the one that rushed Jesus back when Trossard was arguably the best player in the Premier League for 6 weeks, took him out, threw Jesus back, and then we won 1 game in 7 and disrupted the whole champagne football that we were playing. The following year, he made a stupid decision with certain players. We screwed ourselves in the Aston Villa-West Ham game when we should have smoked the both of them. We lost back-to-back and then screwed ourselves out of that. Then last year, he made the decision for us to go light, sell players off that we shouldn't have sold so that we would have had the depth to be able to go a full season. That's what Gunnar Riken's pointing to, that the PTSD isn't about other teams. The PTSD is that Arsenal's been our own worst enemy. If we'd have taken care of business, we're working on either our 3rd or possibly 4th straight Premier League.
And I agree with all those things, apart from the fact that I don't blame sellings on just the manager. I think it's more than just that, but that's neither him.
Let's talk about that.
But I'm saying, like, because I agree, like all the points that you guys are saying, I actually agree with you. But what I'm saying that you can't not factor the other team, as you said. Like if in this current state, if Man City had a Mahrez and a Gundogan and a KDB or even an Alvarez, I'm not talking the same. The reason why, because they probably capitalize and they don't look like this dead team that's drawn at home to a 10-man City. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is not the season where they have that. And Liverpool that spent 500 million are dwindling in 5th or 6th or wherever they should be, wherever they are. I don't even know. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, but as you said, because we're focused on Arsenal. But the whole point I'm saying we're focused on Arsenal is that we have a 7-point lead with 8 games to go, where probably with 5 wins, we probably secure the title. I'm not saying that like you trust that Arsenal are going to get those 5 wins in a row or they're going to do it in a way that's going to make you comfortable. I'm just saying it might not even need those 5 wins because the team that will potentially take the title from us are not going to. That's what I'm not saying you don't have to focus on that, but it's the truth. Like, you know what I mean?
That's why I was saying, and that's why I was making the point.
This league should have been wrapped up already.
Yeah, but based on
the evidence that we have, right?
I agree. So go on.
I have a problem.
No, but I agree with you that the league should be.
Cape, I'm sorry. Gunnar Riken, I have a problem here with Arsenal fans who say things like this league should have been wrapped up already. Bro, when has the league been wrapped up in the last in the last 5-6 years. In the
Could
last,
we have been 12 points
bro,
or more
in the
clear?
last
Yes,
Yeah,
or no?
15
yeah, but
games,
what,
in the last 10
you're,
games, bro.
yeah,
It's not.
Tony,
This is the league.
Because if we beat
Tony,
Wolves,
This is the
we're
best
10
league in
points
the
clear.
world.
Tony,
bro.
I'll segue off you, yeah, because
Liverpool is 15
this is the
points
best league in the world. You can't just say each.
and you just
will always
it is the best
there
league
will
in the world.
always be
Still.
drama. Bro, there will always be drama. Yeah, a team like Wolves will always find ways to take points from Arsenal. A team like Nottingham Forest will do something to take points away from Man City and take it down to the dregs for everyone to battle for it, bro. Yeah, the league isn't one like 20 game gap, bro. That's what I'm asking you. When was the last time you've seen the league won in such a
You need
that you are alluding to right now?
You need to act. No, but last,
and I want a direct answer from you. When was the last time the league was won 15 games before? 12 games
It's not
before?
15 games.
I just want that one
It
from
could have
you.
been easier. It could
Yeah,
have been easier.
but Green Enrique, what?
No, you've not answered the question. No, Kate, wait. I want you to answer the question. Pop and play.
I did.
When was the last time? Since it's easy to win the Premier League, no problem.
I didn't say
have
it
no
was
issues
easy
with
to
that.
win the Premier League. I didn't say that.
So what are you saying
I
then?
stuck with this narrative of we have to, bro, we have to.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, Tony. Wait. Because
there's twists and there's turns. The teams are gonna drop points. Yeah, teams are gonna drop points. City is gonna go away to Chelsea.
Yes.
They're gonna go away to
Should we
West
have
Ham, who's
dropped points
battling
in this
relegation.
Wait,
They're gonna drop points too. We
Tony.
can't just say that this league should have ended.
Tony is quite simple. Yeah, Green Enrique, you're actually right. Like I don't think what Tony we should have had this league wrapped up. Like I will tell you that
it should be over, but it should be over.
and I know what you're saying, and this is what I'm saying. Innit? Okay, I'll paint it like this so that you understand. Yeah, Arsenal should. There have been specific games this season that Arsenal should have done better in, that we could have potentially won, that we could have been looking at. The league probably would have been wrapped by now, or maybe not mathematically, but you're maybe a game or two away from it being done. And then maybe we're talking about focusing on other comps and doing this quad and all that. Look, so what I'm saying to you, I'm in agreement with that. But what your expectation and your want is can't now be negated from the reality, because I want that as well, and I wanted that as well, and I wish that was the case. But what you also can't also now be in the reality, which is we're 7 points clear, 8 games to go in all 4 comps, looking like we have a good run in all 4 comps, then still like be talking about Wolves when that was 3 games ago, when we've won 3 games in a row in the Prem. And do you know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, I'm telling you as your bro, as an Arsenal bro, you're not gonna enjoy the season. And maybe you think when we win and you see the trophy lifting, you're again gonna be like, do you know what? But you're gonna not you're gonna then hope that euphoria is gonna remove all the but we should have won against Wolves, and we drew against Brentford, and do you know what I mean? That game against Man United, and the Nottingham Forest, because I agree with you, but at the end of the day, the team came back and still won the games afterwards. They beat Sunderland 3-0, they beat Leeds 4-0. We can talk about those games, but I'm not talking about those games because to you that doesn't matter, innit? It's just about the games that we drop points in. I agree with you. I wish that we did.
Bad habits.
Yeah, but what Tony is saying
away with.
Yeah, but what Tony is saying here is that you
Spanish La Liga fan just say Barcelona should have won it like 10 games ago or 15 games ago. They don't do that. But we at Arsenal.
No, they don't. And this I'm not saying. But right. No, hear me out. Yeah, hear me
2
out.
weeks ago, Real Madrid had the chance of actually gazumping Barcelona and staying top in the league, and Barcelona has been leading that league since, bro.
I didn't hear any
saying, we should have wrapped up this league 10 years ago.
Brother, when Xavi was the coach and he won the league, brother, when Xavi was the coach and they won the league, he was the one demanding it. And that's why he was pissed off when they lost in the Europa League, because he said the league was already wrapped up in March. We needed to win more trophies. Wait, hold on. Let me ask you, obviously, these are all hypotheticals. So how do you think Arsenal fans will react to if Arsenal wrap the league up in February and then we get knocked out of the Champions League and Carabao Cup? Well, we've won the league, by the way.
We won the league.
Huh?
Exactly.
We won't
No,
cancel this
you
league, bro.
no, but you say that as you the fan, and maybe you might just want the league. But there's other Arsenal fans that will are the just let's.
I
But anyways, I'm not gonna
guarantee
get
you
into.
that
I'm
any Arsenal fan, if they take
Hey,
the league right now,
what you
they don't give a shit about
no,
none of
I'm.
the-
But
I hear, okay, I get what you're
because
saying.
the whole
But at
argument
the same
because the
time-
whole argument the reason why I'm arguing is not because like you're wrong. I've actually agreed with everything you said in this pod. Like I think you've actually. But what I'm saying to you is that at this point, like the arguments you're arguing is what the ops are holding on to, because like let's be real, like Arsenal are going to win this league. Arsenal are probably, like, to me, are going to win the Carabao Cup. Arsenal have a very good chance in the FA Cup now that it's looking nice. And in the Champions League, I can't lie to you, you should be at least getting to the final because your run is so sweet. Yeah, you might have a Barcelona
Semis, but
or
alright. I hear
At
you.
least definitely
I say
semi-final.
semis.
yeah, no, we should be getting to the semis, but I feel like after the fact that you got to the semis last season and the quarterfinals the year before, you've had some steady progression. If you
Congrats,
do,
yes, I
but at
agree.
that
We're looking
point,
at the
you might have
final,
wrapped the
guys.
league up and
We're
you
looking
might
at
be
the
Carabao
final.
Cup champions. I feel like you should be looking at making the season sweet. It doesn't mean you're gonna win, but I'm saying to
Bro,
you,
we could be
like,
looking at, bro,
but
see, guys, yeah, I know nobody want to say it here, yeah, but I have the guts to say it. People, we're looking at the treble this season, G. We're
of course,
looking
I
at a
think
treble this season,
I think
bro.
now at this point
People,
now, I think we're
looking
gonna
at
win a
treble this season, bro.
I think we're gonna win a treble still. I don't know
Fact.
what type. I don't know what type, but I do think I already feel like we're gonna win the Carabao and
You
I
could
think we
convince
win
me
a
more of
treble
a,
this season, bro.
you
I
could
know
convince me
that
more
might
of a
be
domestic
very
trouble than the
unorthodox.
actual.
yeah, I think yeah, I'm gonna say probably
Something down
domestic.
here
I'm gonna
like
say
that,
probably
but
domestic
bro,
because it looks
I
more.
could see the domestic trouble
Because
more.
Carabao Cup we're already there, and FA Cup is Arsenal's trophy, innit? You should
even
say we
Gianni
should
is
be.
believing.
No,
Oh
because
my
you have to
God.
you have to look at the reality of things. And
Gianni
Arsenal
believes in the treble
have
now.
Arsenal are already in the
That's more of a
final.
domestic trouble, not.
We're already in the final.
My
The Premier
thing
League
with
should
the
be wrapped up.
Champions League
If
is
we win the
this.
Carabao, I think we can win the Champions League.
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
wait, but
If we
you
win the
but
Carabao, I think it'll be enough.
Green Enrique, can I ask you a question then?
What's up?
Okay, so if hypothetical, say Arsenal are the first English team to win a quad, if they are, yeah.
They
Like,
would be.
so what do you then?
That court thing is too much.
No.
Let's
I'm
just
not
kick it
trying.
out.
I'm
Let's
not
just
trying
kick
to.
it
I'm
out.
not trying to.
No,
I'm just
nobody
saying.
here is thinking we're winning the quad. But
No. I'm not saying that we're thinking we'll win it. I'm saying, like, the reason why I'm saying it because we have a final in a week and a half
Mhm.
that we are all confident that we can win. Doesn't mean we're going to. The Premier League we expect to win. The Champions League draw, we're talking semis, and imagine Barca crash out in the quarters or something randomly, and then we have one of those teams that we were saying that we should be beating because all three of them we've beaten this season. Like, do you know what I mean? And then FA Cup, obviously, Southampton we should be going through. Obviously, Liverpool and Man City are going to not want each other out. Maybe the draw might be in our favour because there's still Leeds or Brentford and all these teams. And you never know. We might just get a mad way to the final. Like, I'm saying if you win it, like, what would you then say about the manager and then the season and everything? Like, you. Because I would
Me
be very
personally?
intrigued. Yeah.
me personally, build him a statue. No other manager's done it. Build a man a statue.
It's
I
true.
love
Obviously, you have to, innit? There's
I
not.
was
That's the fact.
dopamine. But guess what? After this year, you got to keep going. It can't
Yeah.
just be a lesser season.
No. You see, for me, you guys think I'm a one and done. Like, the reason why I back this manager because I think, like, if once we get over the line one time, I think we have the tools, and then we'll have the confidence, and then I hope the club moves like a big club and actually employs some bad boy attackers.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Say we walk away with two. We walk away with the Carabao and we walk away with the league. We make it to the semifinals. Hypothetically, we lose to Atletico or Barca. Just hypothetical, right? And we crash out in the semifinal of the FA Cup. If we run it back next year, and let's say we only do a domestic cup double and he finishes second or possibly third, does he go?
He got to go for me.
Well, it doesn't go for me, and it also depends on if that second place.
Arsenal, if Cape is in Andre Berta's boots, if you go out, you give him more players, you spend more money to reward him for winning the Premier League, and he does not win the Premier League next year, he does a domestic cup double and possibly loses the league and drops from either second to maybe even third, does he stay? Because this is the only reason why I'm asking this question. I have stood up here and said that we are the only big club that has spent this amount of money and is still talking about what if and buts for trophies. We go through the whole history of this sport. AC Milan, when they spent $1 billion, they won 25 trophies leading up to spending $1 billion. Inter won 14 trophies leading up to spending $1 billion. We're the only club that has spent the money first and not won. So for me, if he wins the title, He wins another cup with it. Hell, if he does the domestic treble, fantastic. But if you don't run it back next year, even with what could possibly happen, because the bigger thing is, if City doesn't have Pep next year, I don't give a fuck if Luis Enrique comes in. We better go on to win the trophy again if we're backing you with more trophies. If you don't win the league, I'm sorry. You could have won the treble. If you're walking away with just a domestic cup double, for me, you got to go.
So you're asking me, yeah? Okay, so I don't look at football like that, but I understand why you're saying that. And obviously, the first manager to bring Arsenal a Premier League in 22 years, I don't think, as for me, I have the entitlement to have chest to say, oh, if you don't bring a title the next year, that you should go. Because, like, I'm not saying it's not even a beggars choosers mentality. It's just more, you have to have more perspective. Two, obviously, that second place, third place depends on how that looks. Because I've seen City finish second place by 1 point. I've seen us finish second place by 2 points. That can go to the final day. That gives perspective, of course. And even if you don't win, like, it's hard to go again the next season. We've seen this Liverpool team that spent 500 million and pumped more money. I'm not saying that they're not saying the manager shouldn't go, but obviously, like, they've had a complete demise. If Liverpool was in a title race right now and they didn't win the league, I don't think anyone's calling for Slot to go, because they're where you expect them to be. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, and let me land in it. The whole point of Arsenal spending so much money is because we were shit. We were 8th place, bro. Wait, no, here. Are you gonna let me land? No, are you gonna let? Okay, that's fine. I'm saying I'm landing from my point. You can land. You can you can land. I'm saying, but Arsenal. Before Arteta came in, if you're gonna say the next season we finished 8th, yeah, we finished. I think it was 5th or 6th, 5th, 4th. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't like the time before was merry and jolly. Like, I'm saying to you, the whole point is that the club was nowhere near.
Back years.
No, I know. I'm saying, but before even Arteta's time, we were in a Europa League team, and then we were just scraping Champions League and then getting smoked. And I'm saying to you, like, your analogy, Gianni, that was quite amazing earlier, where you talked about, obviously, Atletico Madrid being like Arsenal, and then you have the Real Madrid and the Barças. You would say the Real Madrid and the Barças of this era is the Liverpool and Man City, and obviously Arsenal are the Atletico. Like, Liverpool and Man City have been pumping money into their teams and had the level of squad that have been able to compete for multiple titles and be in multiple Champions League semi-finals and finals for the last 7-8 years. And the whole point of Arsenal, we've not been at that level. The only way to get to that level is not just going to be through academy players and hoping and praying and a manager's going to be some magic wand. You're going to have to spend some dosh, and that's going to come with expectation to win, which is what you're saying is it's not just about the one and done. But I'm saying
the Inter Milan haven't really spent the same amount of money that Arsenal have actually invested in about 6 years. This is where Gianni was coming from also. Yeah, they spend that kind of money, they win 23 trophies. Yeah, that we spend that kind of money and we're still haggling.
Yeah, I know, but the reason why we no, but I'm with you now, because it'll be different if I'm here saying to you, oh, like, this year we don't need to win it. Like, we need to win trophies, not even just one. I didn't say trophy. Yep. But I'm saying to you, the reason why we spent so much money is because our team used to have Mustafi and Socrates and crap players.
Up a trophy on the way, though.
Like, no, I didn't say. But then obviously,
in the Europa League.
I know, but then obviously we did win an FA Cup, which I'm not gonna say anything. But you're gonna say, well, that was Emery's team, and everyone's gonna asterisk it because everyone wants to do that stuff.
He won the FA Cup.
Yeah, I know, but he hasn't won anything since then. Yeah, but I'm not.
This is my issue, Kate. Right? We won the FA Cup, and by the logic of most people, if we win the league, then we should kick on. But we won the FA Cup, and we didn't kick on after that.
Yeah, but then we didn't have. Yeah, but then when we won the FA Cup, okay, but Rican, did you? But Rican, when we won the FA Cup,
real quick, my question.
Go on.
Say he wins the league. How many years of him not winning the league or the Champions League do you give him before he's got to go?
That's a good one.
To finish Gianni's question, I wouldn't sack him for that scenario that you gave, but I also believe that we spent money because we had to get here, because even when we won the FA Cup, we wasn't at a level where we were going to win the league the next year, because none of you believed in that. We shouldn't have even won the FA Cup because we faced Chelsea and City and we're probably anticipating ourselves to lose. But now, digressing from that, obviously anyone can win a cup trophy. I don't anticipate us going. If we don't win the league next year, I think we win the league the year after. Like, because we're still gonna have Saliba and Saka.
Cake, that was
and
a direct
Gabriel.
Cake, that was a direct question.
I don't.
In how many years?
I don't.
Yeah, in how many years?
I'll give it.
of
Okay.
him not winning a trophy, are you willing to endure before you say sack the
the
man?
direct answer to your
It's
question
a direct question.
the direct answer to your question is if he goes this season and wins a quadruple or a treble, next season he doesn't win anything. The season afterwards he has to win or he's gone.
Okay.
My rebuttal to you is my rebuttal to you. No, but hold on. My rebuttal to you guys is how. Let's be serious. The scope of the league right now, and obviously, you have to also remember this is a Liverpool team that spent $500 million, and they'll probably spend another $500 million this summer to do some surgery to their squad. So they are going to be ready to go, or should be ready to go with a new manager potentially taking this team, but a new manager, but good players. City are money. As long as they don't get those charges, they're going to spend money. They're going to be there, innit? They're not the same team as you said. Even if they get Luis Enrique, you think Arsenal should win the league, is what Gianni said, which I would also predict and back us to win the league, but we also understand, like, it's only Man City that have done an indefinite amount of, and maybe Man United in spurts where you've done back-to-backs. Like, teams don't do back-to-backs.
Man United.
Like, teams don't do back-to-backs regularly, innit? But you can 2 and 3. 2 and 3 is something that I think once you win, that you have to do. Like, I credit you there because I know that you can have a drop off the season afterwards, but then the season after that, you got to go again because you've had that season afterwards, and maybe you kind of recharge because it can happen. Because Liverpool have not won. This Liverpool team that everyone glazes hasn't won a back-to-back, and if we dare win a Champions League this season, Arsenal fans can't be then talking about, oh, we should be winning, because we've won stuff we haven't won. We've won a double, a major double. Like, you're talking about, oh, he hasn't won trophies in 6 years, but then we've done a double that even our greatest manager hasn't done. Like, what are we talking? How do you then measure that? How do you balance it out? Do you then say, okay, we won that, so but no, but it doesn't make sense because
the reason why
it's like you're not grateful. That's what it looks
I don't
like.
measure based on how long
You're not grateful though. It's like you Arsenal, like we're talking about.
You can be grateful, but again, this is what I'm saying. I'm going off the standards of all the great teams that I've seen growing up, right? The standard of Inter Milan. Inter Milan will win a title. If you don't win next year because of the amount of money in the players in the team, you got to go.
But Gianni, why? Because Inter Milan at the time are the best team in their league with the most money, with the best players, like the way Man City is. Arsenal, I'm not saying we're not the best team in our league, but the Premier League is a different league. Like Inter Milan, maybe now you talk about maybe a Juventus at one point, Bayern Munich.
I'm talking about in the prime when AC Milan, Juve, and Inter every year could be the winner and could also not win because every single team in the top 4 that were fighting for that title had a good enough team to win. What I'm talking about is leveling up the standard now to those other teams. If you don't win, you got to fuck off.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but if you do win, then what? Like, because for example, Man City will go 2 years if they don't win the league this year without winning the league. Yeah, you talk about Pep Guardiola has 7 or 8 leagues in the bank, which he does, and a treble and all that stuff, and 4 in a row. So I'm not saying, but that's still 2 years of this standard that you're talking about. They should, maybe Pep Guardiola might go end of the season. He probably will, but like that's not him getting sacked. That's him leaving. Because if he wants to stay next season, he's staying next season.
Okay, but here's a difference with what you're saying. He's a club legend. You're not going to sack him like that. So a manager. So if we then win the treble or if we win the treble or something else,
and the Champions League is included in that, he becomes a club legend because he's done. Then that's what I'm saying. Because both of your questions have been predicated on, obviously you've tried to look at the minimalist type of win this season, which is domestic treble, which I know you're probably talking about Carabao Cup and Prem, because if he wins a European domestic double, if he wins a Champions League and Prem, I don't believe any of you man are talking about second if you don't win the league next year. And if you do, then you're ungrateful.
Next year, 100%, I would want him.
I think you're ungrateful because then but he's a legend because then he's took a team from 8th place to 1st place against this Man City team.
Is Carlo Ancelotti a legend?
Was it
Carlo Ancelotti a legend? Yes or no?
Yeah.
A legend at Real Madrid? Yes or no?
I don't know. Yeah.
Guess what? He didn't win and they sacked him. That's how big teams operate.
Yeah, So is Man City a big team to you?
Is Man City a big team?
Yeah.
They're getting there.
No, so are
They're
they a big
getting
team
there.
to you? Yes or no?
No, not in comparison to us. No, they're a more successful team.
Okay,
recently,
so they're more successful team. So do you think Man City are wrong? So wait, hold on, ask you a question. So do you guys want to have a team that like you don't want to have one manager, like say that manager that wins, like because let's say for example, yeah, so
I want
to your
to win.
argument, yeah.
I don't care who the manager
Okay,
is.
so okay, let me flip the question to you then. So if Arsenal go back to back, win back to back Premier Leagues, yeah, and say we win a treble this year, but we only win a Premier League next year because that's what we do. Then so the next season, following season, are you then if he doesn't win it, are you then sacking him because he didn't win it?
No, but he's got to win something else.
Then he buys himself.
No, but I'm saying to you, but like he gets to the final of everything, he doesn't win. So you're gonna fire him because now he didn't win.
Is he winning the domestics? Yes or no?
No, I said so. He's won back-to-back titles. There's been a treble, including the Champions League. No, I'm asking you a question.
Oh, he gets an extra year. He gets
no.
The more you win, the more time.
No, so I'm saying to you. So we go the next season after 2 years where you've done back-to-back titles, the first time in Arsenal's history, in ages or maybe ages, and you've done off the back of a treble, and then you have a season where maybe you finish second, you don't win any trophies. I'm saying you're sacking him, Greenerica.
No,
am I sacking? I'm not sacking him. But he's got to win something the next season.
No, I agree, and I'm that's what I'm with you though. But okay, but then so the question I asked to you guys, yeah, Gianni and Gunweekend, if Arsenal win the league this year, do you forget Arteta? Do you expect or do you think this team will win the league next year?
Yes,
we can.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, so you're saying we can. He's saying yes. Tony, do you think this team will win the league next year if we win the league this year? Like, would you be going into next season with the confidence and the chest that this team should be or will win the Premier League?
No, I don't think
so okay, cool. And obviously, if Arsenal do the upgrades in the forward areas or just in the squad that a Premier League champion should do and should be able to attract, yeah, I'm gonna expect us to win the league. But if we don't win the league, the context of what we don't win it depends. Because if we go to the final day and we don't win it, or we lose it game week 37, then it's a context. If we then still win as you said, if we still then win a trophy next season and stuff, then it's like, do you know what? Fair, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But like,
if he doesn't win the league, then what are we doing in the Champions League?
No, that's what I'm saying. Then it's about what we're doing. But obviously, if we've won the Champions League, how many teams win back-to-back Champions Leagues? Like, this is what I'm saying. These things that we're asking for, even the greatest of greatest teams, apart from Real Madrid.
See, but that's the thing. We're nitpicking on what the trophy is. If he goes again, if you're telling me the context is we lose the league on match day 37, and
but then we win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup,
domestic double after
exactly. So it now depends on domestic
more time because he's
cups
continuing to win. However, if he does a domestic double next year and he's won, let's say the Carabao Cup and the league this year, next year he does the League Cup again, wins it back to back like how City did, but wins the FA Cup, loses the league on match day 37. But then
Champions League semi-finals again or something like that.
Correct. Gets that. The following year, league is mandatory.
And that's where I am in it. But I'm not putting myself 3 years down the line because I'm just present to win this league. And then once we win this league, I'm hoping.
If we are going to live up to being the big
these
team
are Arsenal fans that didn't see a trophy. These are Arsenal fans that didn't see a Premier League trophy in 22 years. Oh my God. See, Tony, you know what? Yeah, let's move on to the next one because we're gonna sleep here.
I gotta bounce. I gotta bounce. I gotta bounce to go on to another stream. I just want to say this. The reason why I'm saying this is this: we knocked down Highbury, went to the Emirates to compete with the big teams. You need to level up the mentality now to think like the big teams. Whether Bayern Munich is the biggest fish in the pond that's in Bundesliga, and they'd win however many in a row. Whatever, even if it is the Premier League, you need to think like that. Whether you succeed every year at winning the league, it does not matter. You have to move that.
But you know what epitomizes that? And before you go, is the club. This is what I'm saying, because once we win the league, then for me now, like, because if you look at our forward line, apart from minus Saka, say Saka has a season-ending injury, there's no player in there that we're all talking about. Like other teams are fearing or excited about, or the world will want that player. Unless you're talking about Dowman, and obviously he's a 16-year-old that's an unknown entity. Like, I need the club to go and buy the best in class striker, left winger, like what Bayern Munich and what Real Madrid and what Barcelona and PSG and all these teams do when they win and they're conquering at the top. Because I can't then put pressure on the manager
If
I
it was
can't put
up
my
to me,
pressure on the
I'd do
manager the
same
same
thing
way
like
as
you
those
did.
teams if we're still rocking up with Martinelli and Trossard next season when
No.
there's Vinny Jr. available that you should try and get, or Rodrigo or XYZ. That's what I'm telling you, man.
No,
And if we rock,
exactly. That's why
and if
I'm
next
saying,
season we rock up with those man in our team, then there's no way we're not winning the league next year, and there's no way I'm not putting that pressure on Mikel. But I've got to see the club move like that because it's all about the whole club. Like as you're saying,
that's
they got to
exactly
move like a
what
big
my
club.
point is. Everything has to level up when you do that. It's not just the manager, the club as a whole has to level up. That's why I use the old teams like AC Milan and Inter as the example that you need to move.
Ferguson's United. How many years did he go in the 13 without winning? He would give one up to us, and then they would come back.
Yeah. I always say it once you like for me for Arsenal
That's
now.
how we should bounce.
Obviously, shout out Gianni, man.
Guys, Gianni, tell us what you got coming up, and tell us, where you're going to. Bro.
I got a stream with Kenny Ken going right now, right afterwards. So I'm going to do this, and then I think I got maybe a call-in show or some other stuff going on this week. I know I'm busy because I'm redoing some of the bedrooms in my house. So, but appreciate you guys. Gunnar, nice to meet you.
Bro. Big up to Gianni, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining us on the show
later
today.
around here.
Yeah,
hey, man.
Big up, guys.
Guys.
Big up to Gianni, guys. We have because I'm not going to be talking much, also because it's the show, but I won't be talking much because I'm hosting it. Guys, let's talk about this Bayer Leverkusen game coming up on Wednesday. I'll start with you, Gunnar Riken, bro. I mean, will the heads roll at Germany on Wednesday? What do you think? Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen.
I think we'll be better. One, because we're playing away from home, and we tend to do better playing away from home. But also because it's the Champions League, which means Martinelli will remember how to play football again. So, he only can remember how to play football in the Champions League for some reason, because in the league, he just runs the ball out of play. But in the Champions League, he'll have space. Because we're playing away from home, Leverkusen aren't going to sit behind the ball, right? And them German fans would not allow them to set up a low block, or they will boo them out of the stadium. So I think with them being more open, with our Champions League players, Trossard probably get a goal as well. Gyökeres will figure out how to trap the ball. I think we'll actually win 2-0, 2-1. I think we'll have a comfortable win against Leverkusen, and then it's whatever at home. But it's not like Leverkusen are great. They're sixth in their league. If we smash Bayern Munich, I mean, I think we should be smashing Leverkusen as well. It just depends on which Arsenal turn up. And if Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi have actually rested this week. They should have been in Ibiza, nowhere near the club. So if they weren't, then we'd see in the first 20 minutes, because Martin Zubimendi would look like he's running in quicksand. Declan Rice will just run until his legs fall off. So we can't really tell with him, but Zubimendi will probably tell you whether or not they rested or not. And it's going to be a long game if they haven't. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Big up to Paul Forward Blue Nose. Big up to BBK Sports. He says 3-0 to the Arsenal. Okay.
Yeah, I can't lie.
That's Top Gunner stuff, bro. Man, 3-0 away from home. That's
I can't lie to you guys. Let me give some.
BBK Top Gunner out here, bro.
Yeah.
Capes, coming to this, yeah. See, well, without Odegaard, see, I know in the Premier League, yeah, we can do without the Odegaard and all these other guys, yeah. Trossard is out of this game. Calafiori is out of this game. William Saliba seems to be out of this game. He might pop up on Wednesday. We don't know. Do you think injuries will actually be an excuse for us to say, hey, we're going to go to Germany and maybe we might draw that one and finish it back home? Or do you think this is a game we just have to go into it despite the injuries, despite Odegaard, our captain, being out, despite Saliba potentially out, Calafiori out? Do you think we can cut it in Germany? Gabe, talk to us, G.
Tony, you're an excellent host. I know why you're asking me the questions, because you need to. But let me just give my side, and me and BBK probably share whatever the Top Gooner stuff is, bro. Remember this stage last season? We faced the current the Dutch champions, PSV, smoked them at that ground 7-2 with, I'm pretty sure, Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly, and like there was no Saka in that game and all that kind of stuff, right? So like off the back of Gunnar Riken's point that we beat the best team in this team's league by far. Like 3-0 at home comfortably, or sorry, 3-1, sorry, comfortably, in my opinion. And as you said, Leverkusen at home, first leg, that is a knockout game. Obviously, they who knows, they might play it smart, but this is probably their greatest chance to try and get some type of advantage because they ain't coming to the Emirates and doing anything. And Arsenal in the Champions League, as you said, the games are more suited for us. And I think Arsenal have that chest now. I think, like, especially the way the season's going, I feel like if I'm the players and the way the draws are looking, and City's draws, like, because they remember they have Real Madrid off the back-to-back this week before the final next week, and then they got Liverpool FA Cup quarter-final before they play us, and maybe they probably if they beat City, if they beat Real Madrid, they're gonna have Bayern, and I mean, like, they have to think about what their games are gonna be looking like before they, like, Premier League games when they're probably rocking up to somewhere away where someone's fighting for relegation and they have to rotate and rest. But anyways, not getting into that yet, because he says, as you said, don't focus on City. Arsenal, I think
Shots fired.
No. I'm just saying it because he's right, innit? Don't focus on City, innit? Like, I'm talking about Arsenal.
I mean,
Arsenal,
that's something we didn't talk about, though. The fact that if City do win against Real Madrid, they're playing the same amount of games we are, but they're playing tougher opponents.
Yeah. So it's taken out, and they don't have the same squad depth, and you have to realize that the Premier League should still be the bread and butter for them, but they can't. The fans are gonna expect a trophy. I think some of their fans will probably know that they should be kind of locking in on Champions League in terms of if they're trying to at least make that finals in terms of the majors. But I'm talking about, like, with Arsenal, with Leverkusen, like, the space should be there. Let's see if Saliba's back. I think Rice and Zubimendi did rest. Obviously, hopefully they're looking fresh for the game, and I think we should be ruthless, man. I think there should be spaces there for us to capitalize, and I think we should be confident enough to go and kill this game, knowing that.
Do you think we will, though?
Yeah. As I said, I think I'm saying 3-0. I'm saying 3-0, but I'll even go one more and say 4-0 because I feel like you can. The reason I'll say this, Tony, before I land, the reason why I say this is because if you can kill this first leg, then you give yourself a good chance to actually rotate in that second leg before that final against City, and then maybe give people some good rest before that final, while City have that second leg probably against Real Madrid where they're probably not going to have a good advantage in the first leg, and they're going to be going to that game probably off tired legs because they're going to have to win that game. Do you know what I mean? Whilst Arsenal potentially could play a Norgard and play a Dowman or play whatever. I'm not saying we should do that, but you know what I mean? Go on.
Can someone check BBK's handle? I think a top gooner must have actually hijacked his YouTube channel. I mean, man is saying F it. 5-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm with bro. Like, you have to think about it, Tony, bro. Like, I know we're talking about this stuff, but like, think about it logically. Like, Arsenal entered this stage last season where we didn't really have any confidence about Champions League. Obviously, PSV. I'm not saying Arsenal can't wipe teams, but we didn't have the same level of depth or availability as we did. Obviously, yes, Odegaard's missing, and obviously Marino's missing. Obviously, shout out to them. They will be key players, but obviously we don't even know if Odegaard. Odegaard probably makes that final, anyways. But we're going in with still Eze. We still have Madueke. We still have all these players. Saka. I don't need to name all the players in it. We should be flexing our muscles. Like 8 out of 8 wins in the Champions League. 8 out of 8 wins in the Champions League. No. Wait a minute. 8 out of 8 wins in the Champions League. I think we only conceded 2 goals in the whole competition, or 3 goals in the whole competition. And where we did face the Inter Milan and the Atletico and the Bayern and the Bilbao, and do you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying to you, like, I will be confident enough. There's not rebuttals, but I think if Arsenal do wipe them, are you going to come out on Thursday and be like, oh my God, we wiped them? You're not going to be like that, are you, bro? You're gonna probably be like,
see, this is my rebuttal question. This is my rebuttal question to both of you. Yeah. BBK Sports have just come out, said 3-0 at first. He's now changed his mind. He said 5. I asked Gunnar Riken, man is talking about 3 goals. You're talking about a different bleach altogether, Kate. Yeah. See, guys, yeah, one thing I do know about Arsenal, whenever the fans are so confident, whenever we are so confident, somehow, some way, we always find a way to actually just diminish that energy somehow, some way. I'm not saying that this is not, a typical opposition to just go out in Germany and smack up and come back, but I'm saying that when we're a bit too high in this confidence and there's a certain team that we think we're going to smack up, we could just end up drawing that kind of game. Example, Wolves. Example, when Liverpool were to come down to our own, and then we thought that we could actually have a big chance of smacking.
Gunarika, you get him. You get him.
We have a big chance of actually smacking up Liverpool.
Yeah, Gunarika, you get him. Because I'll get him after still.
No, guys, wait. Yeah, we have a big chance of smacking up Liverpool at home, and then we go on to bump it. Guys, do you think we're really taking this Bayer Leverkusen game a little bit with a pinch of salt?
No, because the league is different. The league is different. You playing Burnleys, you playing Wolves, you're playing in these small cold pitches that are just uncomfortable.
Low block teams, that are
Leverkusen, the German team, they got too much pride to do that. And one thing that Arsenal are very good at is front running in European games. When we get a couple goals in the European game, we smack them. We usually, if we get 2 or 3,
because teams don't concede 2 or 3 or 2 goals and all of a sudden start to regress. They're gonna probably attack even more. Players start pressing out their mind and doing silly things, and all of a sudden Arsenal just start to flourish and look like Arsenal, and then we start playing football and guys start finding their boots and stuff and looking.
I'm gonna go back to something Cape said earlier. Cup games are different. Cup games, like league games, if Wolves are down, they shutting up shop. Because one goal difference could be everything.
Yeah.
This match, goal difference doesn't mean a thing. You just got to win it. You got to win it, right? There's no away goals. So it's not like Leverkusen will go, oh, maybe we keep it close at home and then score an away goal and hope. You have to beat us outright, right? So once we get a lead, once we get 2-3 goal lead, then Leverkusen have no choice but to say, we're away from home.
And you have to remember, Tony, like this is obviously with all respect to Leverkusen. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Erik ten Hag was their manager top of the season, isn't it? Like this is a Leverkusen team that we took probably their best defender, yanked it from them. They ain't got Florian Wirtz, they ain't got Frimpong, they ain't got Boniface, they ain't got Granit Xhaka. They lost they lost their core and stripped their core of their team. They ain't got the manager. They European teams, like if they want to play a low block and make it a stale game, that means you're probably going to give Arsenal territory, which means you're probably going to resort to Arsenal crossing the ball. You're going to resort to corners, which you probably don't have the players to defend against Arsenal's ability to put that pressure against the European teams. Which is what I'm saying. Their chances of trying to win are probably better off them trying to put pressure on Arsenal and go for it. And like how Mansfield did, and how Mansfield did, then rather trying to potentially make it. But the difference is, if they try to attack us like Mansfield, this isn't playing 3 at the back with 7 attackers playing up front. This is going to be the first 11 locked in, saying let's kill this tie in the first leg. And end of the day, Tony, is one of them ones, as Gunarika said, it's a cup tie that's different, and it's a Champions League, man. It's just a different state. Like I'm not saying Leverkusen are not going to want to win this game or think that they want to keep this a 2-legged tie, but their greatest chance is to try and win this, and because they're not going to go to the Emirates and have some master game plan, because Arsenal can win this game 2-0 in a smelly game. Do you know what I mean? If they want to make it one of those type of games, and they're still going to lose, and their fans will, as you said, will completely destroy them. These men have ultras and stuff. They'll be talking to them after the game saying, "What the hell are you doing?" Do you know what I mean? We were in the Europa League final 2 years ago. Now we're getting smoked at home.
I lived in Spain. I started watching Sevilla, so I know how the Sevillistas are, right? And you saw it with Sevilla last season. It was last season, right? They went from Europa League, and when they started finishing 17th, they didn't allow them to leave the training ground, right? Mm-hmm. It's different, and you're like, if you like Spurs fans, right? The Spurs fans gone from winning Europa to 17. You think there are any Spurs ultras who are just upset and gonna hold up the training ground and say, "Get us a result"? It's not happening. Because
their fans, because Bayer Leverkusen can lose this game 4-0, but if they went through it, the fans will be like, Arsenal are a better team. Arsenal are the team that are favourites for the But like, if you go do a low block at home, trying to do moments and stuff, and Arsenal just end up still smoke you anyways, like it just doesn't look good, because that approach was never going to really give you anything. Like, do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's not even arrogance or chance can happen, because you talked about Wolves and that, but Wolves, these teams are not the same. Like, and they're not the same type of teams, and they're not playing in the same conditions in terms of what they're playing for. What's on the line? Because look at literally simple example, Tony. Before as we close, Wolves faced Liverpool twice in a week, once in the league, once in the cup. In the league game, They looked like a mad team. They played the strongest team. Liverpool couldn't do nothing in that cup game. Even if a rotated Liverpool side, like it was different still. And obviously, let's be real, Wolves should not be caring about FA Cup. They should be caring about potentially trying to stay up, even though they're probably not. So, do you know what I mean? Innit? Context changes everything, man.
Yeah. See, guys, the final before we go, quick one, yeah. See, guys, I've not really been impressed with Aze's season. Holistically, this season, I've not really been impressed in that. But now that Odegaard is out of this team, yeah, of course, he's literally going to be playing that number 10 position. He came from the bench, scored in that Mansfield game. Yeah, I give that to him. He scored against Tottenham Hotspurs. Yeah, that's a good one. But do you guys really see him keeping that position, playing 90 minutes from now to the end of the season? Is that possible for a player like Eze? Mostly with the kind of changing levels. I mean, the Premier League would actually definitely get to him. Again, would also be relying on him in that number 10 position in our European engagement. Merino is injured. He cannot be tucked into that position. Kai Havertz, we don't know about his fitness levels, if we can actually tuck him into that place without completely banging his leg out this season.
I think it's a simple.
I think where's the headspace? You two, Cape and Gunarican, where's the headspace with Eze right now? And again, do you think Dowman should be the one to actually come in and have a little bit of shine?
I think Eze actually hasn't had a bad season. I think he's had an okay season for a player stepping up and being in. Obviously, what has he got? 14 GA. Yeah, no. When I say okay season, I'm saying so far because he could. No, but I'm saying the season is not the season. No, I think he's had a good season, but I think the season's not over yet. But anyways, to get to the point, I think Tony, it's quite simple, isn't it? If Arsenal stay in all 4 competitions, we're gonna have 3 game weeks where all 3 games are important, and you can't start players in all 3 games. So we have a strong enough squad that there might be the Premier League game. Odegaard starts in that game. Eze starts in the Champions League. Whoever it suits, whose traits more because of the team playing. I think no, Odegaard's injured right now, but I think he probably will see him on the bench against City in that final probably. And I think if Odegaard is injured for long term, obviously for me, I would have a iteration of Saka or Dowman, and obviously Havertz as a free kind of play, but wouldn't start Dowman.
Let Miles Lewis-Skelly get a chance.
Or Matt, but I think because he's not a 10, then he's an 8. But I would still use him. I would still use him.
Guys, calm down.
No, I didn't say use him
in midfield. In number 10.
No. But you might make certain changes to the team, innit? Like you might put. Like, I know what you're saying. Like the team might profile to rest Eze. You might put Saka in the 10 next to Lewis-Skelly, but he put Madueke. I'm saying there's options there, innit? But I think ultimately, because we're in all 4 competitions, there's no like starter or non-starter. Like, I think the team's gonna rotate based on who we're playing. Like we got Southampton in the FA Cup. When we play that team, we're probably gonna have a 7, 8, 9 change team again for that game, and probably be confident we should be bringing the game home. And that's probably gonna be sandwiched between some Champions League and Premier League game. Do you know what I mean? And when we get to the latter stages of Champions League, we're gonna have the final Premier League games where you can't start players 3 games in a week because they're gonna burn out. Like, you're gonna have to rotate someone in and out. So it doesn't. As long as everyone stays fit, it doesn't really matter, man. Just get over the line in the competition.
If Odegaard is out, and Kai Havertz is out, who do we put in that number 10 position?
Yeah, I would use Saka. I would use Saka, and then Madueke gets more minutes.
They completely ripped him out.
No. I think it's because Eze. I think it's because obviously Saka is better off the right, so you're gonna use him there. But I think if push comes to shove. No, I'm saying I would use Matt Dowman, but I think it's very much pressure to start a 16-year-old boy who just came off the back of an ankle injury.
When did Wayne Rooney start?
No, I'm saying start.
16-year-old.
No. I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's not good enough. I'm saying he's amazing. I just made a video out of him. Go on my channel and check. I'm saying, like, if you're talking about in the running where we're probably in the semi-finals of competitions and last few games of the Premier League, and he's coming in to start games at this point. It's not like he's been starting all season and he's seasoned and starting. He's starting in the crunch. I'm not saying he can't handle it. I'm just saying, and you have to also remember, he just had an ankle injury first. He just turned 16. First injury he probably had in his life. Do you know what I mean?
Saka had a whole new hamstring.
I know, but
but Saka is not 16 years old. Saka's 23.
27 games this season. It's not like he's been in 25, 27 games this season. It's just the title running and some couple of Champions League games and FA Cup games coming up. It's not like he's been starting all season. He's been injured. So he hasn't, like, we haven't just used him like throughout the season. So then we now say, oh, he has been overused. He hasn't been overused. It's just coming from an injury. I get it. But much time was needed for his healing process. And he's healed now. And I think he's okay to play.
So I'm going to agree with Kate. And I know, you know. So to answer your initial question, I think we play Eza in the league games. I think we need him in the league. But we have to understand what kind of player Eza is. He's not Declan Rice, where he's going to give you consistent performance. He's more like Mesut Ozil, where he might go missing for a couple matches, but then he'll turn up when we actually need him. And that's what we'll probably need for the league. Our next few games are going to come down to how our manager rotates. And that's why I agree with Kate. Like, for the Southampton game, Max Dowman can go in there. You know, it's Southampton. For the Leverkusen game, yeah, you can play Eza and then take him off at halftime if we're winning, and then put someone else in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be by committee. But if we're relying, there's a lot of players like that. Our left wing is like that. We can't rely on Trossard for 90 minutes. We can't rely on Martinelli for 90 minutes. We can't rely on Madueke for 90 minutes. And you can't rely on Saka for 90 minutes either, because his legs are shot. So it depends on how we rotate and how we use those players. But Eza's not going to be a player who's going to.
That's what I'm saying. We can't keep saying that, oh, he's a 16-year-old, so we don't have to put him in games. I don't think so. Yeah,
if you're good enough, you should play.
Year-old, he hasn't been playing all throughout the season, because even when he was okay, he wasn't always playing for the senior team. He was always in the under-21 team. Playing. So he hasn't really played that much this season, though. So I don't really see it as a crime if he has enough role to play, enough games to play from now to the end of the season. I don't think it's bad.
I think we should let him, because he being 16, you're still young, and our manager does have to manage him. And like, you're not going to throw him out against Bayern Munich, like, you know. But in the Champions League, you could play him against Bodo Glimt. You could play him against Sporting Lisbon. You could probably you can play him against Leverkusen. And then when we get to Barcelona, you know, that's when you're just kind of like, all right, let the big boys come in. Right?
I hear you, man. I mean,
Southampton, you can play him.
See, man, I just want him to have a certain kind of like contribution from now to the end of the season. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. I don't just want Mikel Arteta to just, you know, sidestep him, put him on the bench, you know, bench him from now to the end of the season. No,
like he did.
There's no use. And again, Gunnar Ricken, you were complaining about the aesthetics of this team at the start of the show. Yeah, you talked about how we play, you know, looks a little bit boring.
It is boring.
Max Dowman is the one that could bring back that aesthetic back to this team with the way he plays.
We're past that, though. That's what I said at the beginning as well.
It's good to watch. It's good to watch. Win. Just maybe that boring football you were talking about or alluding to wouldn't just be there. It might just pack something different. We might just start, you know, playing to his strengths too. That's another thing. He's one of the most technically gifted player in the team right now. That's how I see that kid. His dribbling skills is the way he moves past players is strong. But again, of course, there's still that thing about the injury and the whole thing. Yeah, 16-year-old, I completely get that. But man, I've seen Lamine Yamal, as young as he is, coming to this Barcelona team, and it's a mainstay. No one is actually talking about, you know, him being young and all that stuff. Yeah, I saw Theo Walker coming as a 17-year-old into an Arsenal team and still did well for the time that he could. Messi, a young Messi too. So
the problem is and I get what you're saying, but the manager cares about possession. And this is why Nwaneri's not here right now, right? Because Nwaneri and Dowman are the same kind of player, right? Our manager cares about control. And doing those flicks and being electric, like you said, is you lose control of the ball a lot, right? And he's young. So I think that's where he won't get as much time, because our manager does like control. That's why he loves Odegaard. Odegaard will keep the ball. Yeah. He'll take 72 touches. He'll keep the ball, right? And I think, you know, because if he rated Dowman like that, if he was gonna allow Dowman to be open and expansive, then Wanyeri would still be here as well. So we know that that's not the way he want to play. I think he'll get more playing time at the end, but like I said, the most important thing now, and stylistically, I would love to see beautiful football come back, but we're past that point now. We're 8 games to go. All I care about is winning. I don't care if it's ugly. I don't care if it's beautiful. I don't care if it's in between. I just want to win, right? If we had this conversation, 10 weeks ago, 10 match weeks ago, 15, then I'd be like, yeah, I want to play beautiful football. Now, win, baby, win. That's it. Win at all costs. And if Dowman can help us do that, he will. But he also has to manage him, because the last thing you want, like you said, is if he goes out there and has a stinker, you're killing the confidence of a 16-year-old, and he might not recover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He may never become that player that Saka became, or Theo Walcott, or Aaron Ramsey, because you've killed his confidence because you've left him in the firing line. So you just got to manage him.
Yeah. See, Gunarikin, man. I mean, bro, hit me up on the charts, bro, on our WhatsApp group, so that let's get to do some shows too, because I mean, it is what it is. It's the first time of actually doing a show with you, and it's all good. It's all good. I feel we could actually do something on both channels, So nice to meet you, bro. Talk to the people, man, because we're about to go. Big up to Cape, who was here.
Yes.
I mean, Cape was everywhere like 50 Cent. Yeah. I mean, man was see ya, guys. Yeah, man was in a row with Gunarikin. Man was in a row with Johnny. I was just minding my business, people. I didn't want that smoke today. Yeah, I didn't want that smoke. So it is what it is. Next week, hopefully, by the grace of God, if Gunarikin can pop into the show, maybe Waffle Don will be down here too, and Cape. We'll have to re-invite Cape again to come into the show. And of course, Johnny will be here next week too. So, Gunarikin, what do you have coming up, man?
Tomorrow night, it's Monday, so yeah, tomorrow night I got my show, The Waffle House, where I just kind of waffle. We're gonna do the World Cup, so I want to talk about the World Cup. Obviously, it's happening in America, and there's a lot of stuff going on around it. And I'll probably show some of my.
Are you in the States now?
No, I'm in
the
UK.
States now. Oh, okay,
I
in
live
the
in
UK.
the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
I live in the UK, and I'm just gonna go through like some of my kits as well. I got some international kits that I got. And yeah, it's just a chance for my community to just sit and waffle, hit up the chat, and that's pretty much it. It's me chilling.
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow at 8:15.
Yeah. Please, man, invite me to one of those your shows. To be nice to grace your show, Gunarikin, because I've been watching your shows too. We've not just had the opportunity to actually meet, but I've seen you on some couple of panels before, and of course it's all love from here, my G. So hopefully, by the grace of God, we get to keep contact and get to do one or two shows, either on your channel or on my channel. And big up to Cape. I've not people yet. I've only been on the panel with Cape. Hopefully, I should be able to get something done with him. Definitely. Waffle Don. I mean, the Ramadan thing is really down here. So of course, he's not really gonna be with us most of the time, but at least for the start of the shows, he would always be with us. Thanks to Gianni, who was also down here too. And big up to everyone. And big up to Waffle Don, big up to Gunarikin. And people, catch us next week as we come up with another episode. From me and Gunarikin, we are out, people.
Out.
Peace. Out.